So hi everybody and welcome to the Dartmouth Wanderers and Coastline presents Healthy Cooking with me, Jamie. And we're so happy to have you guys back today because we have two amazing recipes and we also have an amazing guest today. So this is Jessica. She is helping us out today and cooking with us. Jessica is one of the newest members of Coastline. She's only been with us for about 3 weeks now.
Yep.
And so far she loves it, I think.
Yes.
Nothing but positives to say. So without further ado, we'll talk a little bit more. But we want to get started on these recipes because we're both hungry.
Yes.
We were just saying. And we can't wait to try these and we can't wait to share them with you. So the first recipe we have today is a cauliflower fried rice. So it's a little bit different than your traditional fried rice, which is, as you know, you said you had Chinese food the other day.
Last night, actually.
It's filled with fat and
Bad
a lot of extra calories, salt, really salty. So this is a really great alternative, and we'll talk about what's in it. But to start, we have cooking here. So this is a really traditional part of fried rice, a fried egg or some scrambled egg. So we started by scrambling up 2 egg whites and 2 whole eggs. And then what we do is we take it out of the pan. And now I'm gonna have Jessica. So you could add a couple tablespoons of sesame oil. Now, have you ever used sesame oil before?
No, I don't usually use sesame. I do a lot of soy stuff, but not sesame.
Okay, so we're using both of those today.
Okay.
But sesame oil, put it right in the pan.
Like 2 of them?
2 of them, 2 tablespoons of sesame oil.
Okay.
And to that, we're gonna add in 1 chopped onion.
Okay.
And then the whites of the scallions. So I've chopped them up and separated them.
Oh, okay.
So you can dump it all in there.
All right.
And we'll add a little bit of pepper on top. The whites of the scallion, go right ahead. We're doing teamwork today.
There we go. Very good.
Some ground pepper. And then the frozen peas and carrots. So not only is this recipe really delicious and really healthy, it's a nice alternative to your regular fried rice, but it's so easy and convenient. I mean, these are just frozen vegetables.
Yeah, I always have frozen vegetables.
Yeah, who doesn't have frozen vegetables? Or an onion.
Yeah.
The only thing you might have to buy is some cauliflower. Okay. So I'll have you start.
Okay.
You do the honors.
Okay.
So in the pan, we have our onion, our scallion whites, and the frozen peas and carrots, along with some of the sesame oil. And we're gonna get the heat kind of on medium high, and you just wanna saute them for a few minutes until it's soft. So in the meantime, I wanted to talk a little bit about sesame oil, which so you're not very familiar with.
No, I don't really know much about that.
Sesame is amazing. It's kind of one of those superfoods that's kind of coming up, and you might hear about it a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Hear about it.
Sesame oil is, just like it says, the oil of the sesame. They press it out, and you can get it in a few different varieties. Sometimes it's just regular sesame oil, or you can get a toasted sesame oil, which is what we have today. So the toasted sesame oil, you can see, you want to grab that? Yeah. The toasted sesame oil is this really dark, rich color, and if you've never used it, you can use it kind of any way that you would use olive oil, and it's so good.
So it's like, is it a healthier version of an olive oil? And it has a little bit more taste to it?
Yeah, it's got a lot of flavor. So that's a good point. It has a lot of flavor, so don't go overboard. It's one of those things, as my mom says, you can always add more, but you can't put it back.
Right.
So use it a little sparingly. Don't go overboard. It'll be like very overpowering and you won't want to eat it. But sesame seeds of themselves, they're a really good source of copper and they're a really good source of manganese, which are things you don't really hear about very often.
Yeah, you don't really think about that.
No, but they're minerals. And copper, some studies have shown it might help with arthritis pain for some people. And then, let's see, it's got this amazing, nutty, rich flavor that just, I don't even know how to describe it. It's that umami flavor. Have you ever heard of that? Yeah, the
I'll definitely
meat,
have to try that out.
Rich flavor. Sesame seeds are also the main ingredient in tahini. Do you know what tahini is? Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
So sesame seeds are to tahini what peanuts are to peanut butter. So it's almost like sesame butter.
Like a spread or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
And people do use it like that as just a spread. But again, very strong tasting. Okay, and I'm going to turn up our heat a little bit because I don't hear any sizzling.
Yeah. Yeah, still mixing it around
I
though.
know, not yet. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to let this kind of saute a little bit. You want the onions to be a little bit translucent.
We're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. Slowly but surely, but we're getting there. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time, but that's okay. And in the meantime, what I'm going to do is start our dessert. So I haven't told you about what we're making for dessert yet.
Wow.
But we're making tropical bananas. Ooh, I'm losing my lines. Okay, so tropical bananas, these are super easy too. And if we make them right now, they're gonna marinate almost a little bit in the juice of the
so
lime
add some flavor.
and the honey. Yeah, get really tasty. So what we do for this, and I'll just have you keep on stirring, and hopefully it'll get a little brown for us. Okay. And you know what? Actually, we forgot to add to that is some garlic.
All right.
So today, and there's a spoon right in there for you. Today we're using jarred garlic. Oh, now it's sizzling. Yeah, immediately you can smell it. You can smell the sesame oil.
Smells good. Do you want me to just use one spoonful?
Use like the equivalent of 2 cloves, maybe like two little spoonfuls. Or to taste, if you're not a big garlic person.
Oh, I like garlic.
Okay.
We'll put some garlic
in there. I was gonna say, personally, there was never too much garlic for me. So go for it.
Yeah.
Okay. And I like the jarred garlic because it's
so easy to use, yeah.
And I think they last for like 2 years.
Oh, really?
In the refrigerator.
That'd be good at my house.
Of course, yeah, right? Okay, so what I'm doing with this banana, I am just slicing it up. You can make your slices as big or as small as you want. And we just need 2 bananas. Put them in a bowl. Now, bananas are another one of these things that are just nutrition powerhouses.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Are you a banana eater?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I used to dance, and they always used to say that you would use it for potassium.
Exactly.
So I used to do toe, and it was good for if you get cramps and everything like that. So
that's a really great point. And I was going to say that too, is that bananas are a really great source of potassium. And potassium, like you said, helps with muscle cramps because it's a really important part of muscle contraction. So if you're ever having a really bad muscle cramp, you have something that's high in potassium, like a banana or potatoes. It can really help with that. Yeah, potatoes are very high in potassium. Okay, I'm going to cut my lime in half. So why don't we go ahead and we can add the cauliflower to that.
Okay.
Now, we haven't really talked about the cauliflower very much. This cauliflower, you know, when you buy cauliflower, it comes in big heads.
Yep.
Usually, you know, like 6 inches across or something like that. They come little prepackaged florets, giant florets, I guess you could say.
Kind of like a broccoli, right?
Yeah, kind of like broccoli. It's one of the cruciferous vegetables. And what we're using the cauliflower for, you might say, okay, Jamie, where's the rice? Because you said you're making fried rice, and there's no rice in here yet. We're using the cauliflower in place of rice. So cauliflower, yet again, we're using all these nutrition powerhouse foods today, as I like to call them. Cauliflower is so good for you, and it's so versatile. What you said earlier, you saw a recipe for cauliflower crust?
Yeah, they seem to be replacing it for a lot of carbohydrates, rice, and the breads, the crusts, and everything like that. So
it's something you would never think you could use it that way.
Yeah.
Like as rice. So we just took this head of cauliflower, and you can either put it in a food processor or cut it into florets first, then put it in a food processor and pulse it a few times.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it comes in nice little crumbles that looks kind of like rice.
Yeah.
And But you don't want to pulse it too much because it will turn into
like
a
a
puree.
mush. Yeah.
It'll be liquid. It'll be gross. Or you can do like I did today, and you can just chop it up with a knife into small pieces. Takes a little bit longer, but if you don't have a food processor, or it's really bulky to use, then a lot of people won't have one. I didn't have one today, so we chopped it up instead.
Well, it's smelling really nice right now.
Really good, doesn't it? So to this, we have just a couple more things to add. So, soy sauce. Now, you want to pass me that tablespoon measure?
There you go.
Thank you. We're just going to put about 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. And I'm using a not unsalted, low sodium soy sauce. I don't think you could find unsalted soy sauce. So I'm adding I put 4 tablespoons in. And you just want to, I know you're like, oh, well, soy sauce is so salty. Why are you adding this to a healthy cooking show? But in moderation, like most things, it's okay. Especially if you're using a low sodium version of it. It really helps to cut down on the salt. Plus, we're eating just a giant bowl of vegetables today. So it's okay. Yeah. And we haven't even yet added any salt, but I am going to add just like a pinch of table salt to it. Not a lot. Okay. Now a little bit more about cauliflower, stuff that I thought was really interesting about cauliflower. It's one of the cruciferous vegetables. It is, so a cruciferous vegetable being bok choy, cabbage, broccoli. Oh, okay. Some of the ones that are really fragrant when you cook them. Yeah. Broccoli has that really kind of sulfurous, sticky smell when it cooks. But that means there's really good things in it. So you'll have to kind of deal with the smell to get the goodness out of it. But one interesting thing I didn't know about cauliflower, or cruciferous vegetables actually, is that cruciferous, because I was like, what does cruciferous mean? Yeah. Like a big word that I have no idea what has any meaning to it. So cruciferous, they were originally named because the leaves form a cross.
Oh yeah, like underneath it you can always see the green leaves underneath
so they form a cross. So someone said, hey, that's very cross-like, or it's like a crucifix. Oh. So they ended up naming it cruciferous vegetables. So it's kind of this family of vegetables. Yeah, I was like, oh, I had no idea. Yeah. Cauliflower is also a really good source of vitamin K, which is really important for blood clotting. So another great thing about cauliflower. So we just need to saute that for a little bit longer. And the next thing, I'm gonna keep working on my tropical bananas over here. So in my bowl, I've already sliced up 2 bananas. And this is for a pretty small recipe. You could always add more bananas if you're making it for more people, but this is only meant to serve 2. And to this, I'm gonna zest a lime. And zesting is a really great way to pack a huge flavor punch. Do you use zest ever?
I don't usually use it, but I'd like to start using it more, so I'm excited for this recipe.
Yeah. It helps you get just the essential oils of the fruit. So, like you can buy orange oil or lemon oil. I don't know if you can buy lime oil, but definitely buy lemon oils. But in the skin is where all this like super duper flavor is. So if you take just that skin and when you zest it, you only want to go down where you see the white. Okay. If you go any farther than that, you're getting into what's called the pith. And it's very bitter and it doesn't taste good at all. Just like if you've ever like eaten too much of an orange. Oh yeah. And you get all that white stuff and it just doesn't taste good.
It doesn't have much flavor there.
No, it doesn't. It's a lot of fiber, but it doesn't taste good. So, which is another thing about our cauliflower I didn't mention is that it's packed with fiber. So this recipe is pretty much just, you can't go wrong with it because it's gonna last you well. It makes a big batch. It's great if you have a family. It's relatively quick, especially if you have all your vegetables. Really, you just have to chop everything and then you're ready to go.
And it's nice how you can just use one skillet, so it's no mess. Just put it all together.
One pot meal. Yeah. And like I think you said, you like really fast meals.
Yeah, something easy and quick. Yeah. It's definitely seems.
Don't involve too much prep.
Yeah. That's That's me.
Or because I thought what you said was funny. You said, I don't like doing all this prep because I'm just going to eat it in like 5 minutes after that.
It takes like hours to prep it, and then everyone's done in 5 minutes, and then you have the dishes to clean.
Exactly.
So it's nice to have a quick but tasty meal.
Exactly. I like that. I like that. I know a lot of people probably feel the same way. So now I'm adding to this the juice of the lime to my bananas. Okay. So it's about maybe 1 or 2 tablespoons of lime juice. So we've got the juice and the zest in here. Then we will add a little bit of honey to our bananas because they're pretty sweet already, but a little bit of extra sweetness, especially since we're having this for dessert.
Yeah, why not?
It's good. I think it's good, especially since everybody, I haven't told you yet, everybody knows I have a giant sweet tooth, so I always include dessert. So now I'm adding about 1.5 tablespoons of flaked coconut. And then you can use any nut that you prefer, but today we have walnuts. So about 1 tablespoon to 2 of the chopped walnuts. And then that's it. That's all that's in this.
Oh, wow.
That's it. And I'm
That's
actually
quick.
gonna, oh, actually I'll go over here. I'm gonna grab a spoon.
Let me see if I have a spoon over here.
I'll use this spatula. So you just give it a stir, and then these will be ready and waiting for us after we have our cauliflower. So if you look how pretty this looks too, I want to show you. Okay. So if you look how pretty that is, you can see all the bright green of the lime, the white coconut flakes, the nuts add a little bit of color in there. We're going to put these aside just for a minute.
Okay.
And we'll finish off our cauliflower fried rice. And the smell in here.
It's, smells
I think
so
I say
good.
it on every show. I need smell-o-vision. So you guys at home can smell how good this is. So at this point, we're going to finish it off. It's pretty much done. I mean, this took us no time at all. We're going to add that scrambled egg back in. And then we'll top it with the rest of those scallions, so the scallion greens. And the reason why you split it up is because the scallion whites are a little bit woodier, so you want them to cook with everything else. And the scallion greens are a little more delicate, so we want to add them in last thing. Okay. And you know what? I think we're just about ready to eat.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
We added everything in. So let's recap. We started out by sauteing our onions and our peas and our carrots with some garlic. And then we added in the cauliflower, sauteed that with our sesame oil. And then we just added our egg back in, added our scallions in, and we're done.
Oh,
And
I'm
it's
definitely going to be making this at
beautiful.
home.
Yay!
I'm excited.
I'm
excited
excited to try it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's put a little spoonful on our plates. All right. A little bit for you, a little bit for me.
There you go.
I'm going to need more than
Yeah,
this,
I was going to
Jessica.
say, it's not much there.
I'll give you a plate and a spoon for you.
Thank you.
And we'll turn off our thing. Okay. And we have to be careful not to burn our mouths.
I know.
You can see the steam
I
coming
know,
out
it's
of it. It's one of those things that's too hard not to just dig in right away.
know.
I gotta blow it for a second so we don't burn our mouth.
That is so good.
Mmm. Oh. Oh, that's so good.
That is delicious.
You can taste it's not too salty from the soy sauce.
No, it's not at all.
The cauliflower is still crunchy. A little bit of egginess.
That's
The
delicious.
sesame oil is kind of just in the background there, getting nutty. You can even add nuts to this if you want to, too.
Oh yeah,
We didn't even say
cashews,
that.
like they do a lot of that in the Asian cooking.
And you know, this is also a really versatile recipe, which I didn't say before, but you can add in, just getting us some plates for our
For
bananas.
dessert.
I know, we can't forget dessert here. Oh,
Hold
there you
them.
go. Sure. Oh, our bananas are right here. Get our spatula. So to the cauliflower, you could also add any kind of meat or protein that you'd like. So if you like,
that's a good idea.
When I made it at home, I added shrimp to it. And we have forks right in this drawer. I added shrimp to it. You could put some chicken or make it like a traditional fried rice with pork in it.
Yeah.
Super easy. Okay.
They smell delicious. Wow.
That's really good too.
You can definitely taste that lime in there.
You
With just that little bit of zest, but it tastes really nice with the banana. I've never thought to mix those two flavors together.
It's really fresh from the limes, kind of nutty again from the walnuts, and then the coconut is what makes it tropical.
Yeah.
I
feel like you're sitting on a beach. I know. Relax on the beach.
This time of year when we're ready to go to the
definitely.
beach. Okay. So we're all done.
Well, thank you for having me. That was really fun.
Thank you so much for coming, Jessica. And thank you everybody at home for joining us today. And we really hope to see you again next time. If you're interested in the recipes, they'll be scrolling down the screen after the show, or you can go to coastline.org, and we're also on YouTube. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.